Hey, all right, guys, we're going to do our sip first. Sip of the day. I got to put my hand over it so I can show you my mug without you seeing what's inside of it. Sip of the day. Okay, so look underneath this video for the directions to how to enter the sip of the day contest. All right, so my name is QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to everybody that you know. Please drop us a positive comment in the comment section. And if you want to get a reading done, please hit me up. All my information is underneath this video. Okay? There's also underneath the contest information, there's the link to the mug that I have next to me. My Patreon is there. All the information for my social media. There's a lot of stuff underneath this video. Okay? Let's get started. All right, so let's see what our questions are for today. Okay, so a woman sent me two, look like they're tweets that she would like me to read and discuss. And, you know, from my point of view, and for you ladies out there in the audience, this is a ladies video. It's for us women. Let me know what you think, okay? Fellas, I got you. I got you. I'm going to do one specially for you, but this one is for us. Okay? All right. Number one, ladies. You think you're being a low maintenance partner, but you're actually just afraid your partners won't show up to your needs. So you pretend to not have any. You should impact a space you're in. It's okay to require things from the people in your life. You're not too much. All right, let's talk about the first part of this. She said in this one, this came from Coach Carla. Coach Carla said, you think you're being a low maintenance partner, but you're actually just afraid your partners won't show up for your needs. So you pretend to not have any. I feel like this happens a lot. And I think it's really bad because as we're getting ready to see, there's going to be more to this, but let me just explain this part. So based on what she's saying here is that a lot of women will do this. A lot of women will ask their partners for nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. They won't ask for money. They won't ask them to contribute. They won't ask them for anything, gifts, nothing. They won't accept anything from them. And some of them constantly give the partner everything. They pay for meals. They drive to go see them, you know. They give them gifts. They give and give and give and give, but they get nothing back. They ask for no reciprocity, and the other person is too selfish, or they try and the person won't let them. One of the two. And she's saying here that a lot of women do this because they want to be a low maintenance partner, because they feel like, you know, I'm just low maintenance, you know. But what she's saying here is that thought process is erroneous. This person really is just afraid that their needs won't be met. And this usually happens to a person who's had their needs not met in the past. For example, if you are a neglected child, you may think that nobody is going to prioritize your needs. Your lovers, your family, your friends, your bosses, nobody. So in every space you go in, you try to make yourself small. You try not to need too much. You try not to ask for anything. You try to be independent and take care of yourself, you know, because you really deep down inside don't expect people to be there for you. I mean, that's just period, point blank. And the problem with that is that if you're engaging with people and pretending to not have any wants, not have any needs, that person is either going to become okay with that and be like, oh, okay, this person low maintenance, they don't want anything. And then they might not try anymore. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, because here you thought nobody was going to care about your needs. And now by acting low maintenance, this person thinks you don't have any needs. And so exactly what you thought was going to happen is now going to happen. This person's not going to prioritize your needs because they think you don't have any. Because you told them 20,000 times, oh, I don't need anything. I'm fine. I'm independent. I'm good. Nah, I'm good. No thanks. And you know this person to the point where the person, if they're really trying and has been asking, is like, what's going on here? Or they just say, okay, she don't have no needs, and they keep it moving. Then a lot of women that come to me for readings are feeling resentful about this, because it's like, I gave this person, I gave this person, I gave this person, I gave this person. Now they feel depleted and resentful and sometimes used. But I'm saying to them, well, the other person was trying to give you and you kept telling them no. So that's one thing. Then users who don't want to give you anything anyway love this kind of person. This kind of person loves a low maintenance person, because they feel as though, oh, she says she don't want nothing. Oh, good. I ain't want to give her nothing anyway. You see? So this person is just going to take and take and take and take. And again, some of the times that bitterness, that resentment builds up later, or the person just becomes, the woman who's doing this becomes a perpetual doormat, and this user just keeps stepping on them over and over again. So that part I definitely agree with. The second part says you should impact the space you're in. It's okay to require things from the people in your life. You're not too much. Not only is it okay to require things, you're supposed to require things. Every relationship that you are in should have reciprocity. Reciprocity is an energy exchange. So if I'm here for you, you should be here for me. It may not be the same level. It may not be the same thing. You know, relationships are all different. The power dynamics are all different. But if I'm giving of myself, that person should be giving of themselves too. If that person is not fulfilling your needs, that person is either along for the ride or they're using you. Period, point blank. Because anytime somebody does things for me, I always think of ways to repay them. You know, even if it's just doing something nice for them, like giving them a card or a rose. And that's my point. The person who cares about you is going to want to be reciprocal. So this is 100% correct. And I feel really bad about this, because I see this happen to a lot of women. A lot of women come to me, and a lot of times it is because they're afraid to be let down. And it just makes me feel so bad, because it's like, so you're not getting your needs met. They're going unfulfilled, you know, because most of your needs you can fulfill yourself. But if you're in a relationship, certain needs the other person is supposed to be fulfilling, you know, and vice versa. So you're basically in this relationship and getting depleted. So that's our first one from our dear Coach Carla. Now this is the second one. This one comes from Just Call Me Sasha. This one says, decentering romantic relationships literally changed my life. So what does it mean to decenter romantic relationships? That means that the center of your life is relationships. And to decenter it is to take it and let it go to a different place, okay? Let the focus shift. I'll give you an example. Everybody knows a woman or a guy who is constantly in a relationship with a different person. I call them serial monogamous. I used to do this back in the day. So this person is always in a relationship. They're always looking for a relationship when they're not in a relationship. Relationship. All they think about, all they talk about all the time is either who they're trying to be with, who they are with, who they want to get with, who hollered at them. It's the center of their focus. Every conversation you have with them is about this. Okay? This is somebody who has made relationships the center of their universe. So this particular Sasha is saying decenter relationships. And she said, let me see next part. Okay, decentering romantic relationships literally changed my life, changed my money, changed my career, and elevated my self-esteem. Changed everything for the better. I can't stress the results of this act enough. And then somebody else answered underneath and said, I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to decenter romantic relationships in your life, especially as a woman. Now, I think this is true for men and women, but when she said especially as a woman, I felt that, because this is something I've seen both sexes do, but it's something I see women do more often. Now, that second part is the part that I think is important, because when you decenter romantic relationships, by default, that means something else has to come to the center. So if my romantic relationships are the center of my nucleus and I move them over to the side, what comes front and center now? Okay? You are the one that gets to decide what comes front and center. So if you say, you know what, I would like a romantic relationship one day. I'm going to have faith in the universe that it's going to come. I'm going to trust in my higher power. I'm going to date. I'm going to go places and make myself available and make sure I'm healthy enough for a relationship. But I'm not going to let it be the center. I'm going to move it over a bit, and I'm going to start to focus on my physical health. I'm going to start to focus on my self-esteem. I'm going to start to focus on my career. I'm going to start to focus on my business. I'm going to start to focus on my family and the goals that I have. I'm going to start to focus on my business objectives and my business plans. When you take romantic relationships from that center and move it over like that, you are going to enhance your life and your own personal manifestations, because all of that energy is going to the relationships. Let me give you an example. When I was younger, I got married at 18. I was 18. And I left him, I got separated when I was about 22. After that happened, my whole focus was to find another relationship. Why? Because I wanted my daughter to have a family. I didn't want to raise her with just me and her. Even though I did end up doing that and it was fine, I wanted that picket fence, all in the family, Cosby Show kind of family, you know? Picket fence with two parents who were successful. That was my vision. So after my divorce was final, all I did was focus. I made the center of my nucleus romantic relationships so I could find the one. Well, that didn't work out. That didn't work out good. By the time I was 29, okay, so between those 7 years, by the time I was 29, I was exhausted. I had been in a relationship with the most sociopathic narcissist that I've ever met in my life. And I was like, whoa, I gotta stop here. This centering of romantic relationships is not getting me what I want. It's getting me in situations that I don't want to be in. It's got me around people that are fucked up, you know, and it's got me doing things that are not for my best interest. So I'm going to stop focusing on being with somebody for now, and I'm going to focus on my spirituality. So that's when I started priestess training. And that priestess training led me to doing readings. And doing readings led me to being able to retire at 35 years old. And being able to retire at 35 years old led me to being able to move to Costa Rica at 40 and live out my dreams. All of that happened because I stopped focusing on having this relationship, which I thought would be the end all and be all. And really all I was doing was wasting time. And once I figured out there was more productive things to put in that center and started doing it, that's when my life changed. Now, I didn't stop dating. I didn't stop being interested in romance. I had lots of good times during that time, but it stopped being the center. And everything else became more of a focus, and that's how I was able to live my dreams. If I had still been focusing on romantic relationships, maybe I wouldn't have done priestess training. Because one of the reasons why I held off on doing it was because I didn't think I had enough time. And one of the things that was eating up my time was being in a relationship with a narcissist. All that time I wasted talking to that fool, I could have been working on something that was actually meaningful, which is what I ended up doing eventually. So that's where, when I read this, that's exactly what it says to me. Yeah, it says, she said it changes everything for the better. So if you're a woman or a man and you're watching this video, and you're somebody who really focuses, especially, like I said, especially us women, if you're somebody who has relationships at your nucleus, I would say really consider if you really want to do that, because relationships are awesome. They are freaking awesome, but they don't have to be the center of your focus. I know so many people that do this, and to be honest with you, some of them is annoying, because every time I talk to them, and I have to remind myself, okay, that was you once upon a time. Don't get snotty now. But I tell them, like, oh my God, some people, I talk to them, and every time I speak to them, that's the whole conversation. And it's just like, you don't have nothing else going on. You're not doing anything else. Because my thing is that, yeah, a good relationship is an asset to you. It definitely is. But there's other things you need to work on. There's other things you need to do to be fulfilled as a human being. And just having the right relationship is not it. So I would say, put yourself in the center. Put your goals, your dreams, your visions, your aspirations, put that in the center, and let everything else revolve around it. Maybe as you're living out your dreams, you'll find that person. I'm closer now to finding a decent person than I was in my 20s, especially my late 20s. I'm much closer now, because now I know how to treat a person. I know how I should be treated. I know a lot of things I really didn't know back then. I know how to communicate. I know how to express my feelings. Imagine that, So my thing is, make yourself the center and let everything else revolve around your manifestations. Okay? Let's take a look at, we got some positive comments going on. Let's take a look. All right, the first one is from Denise Sanders. Hi, Denise. Denise said, I've only dated and been married to Libras and Leos. You poor dear. First husband, Libra, 8 years. Cheated all the time. Why am I not surprised? I know a Libra. Lord. I knew a Libra, I should say. And I'm like, Lord. Got caught cheating multiple times. So I totally get it. Let me see. Leo, 20 years, cheated and was abusive. Oh, Leo, come on. Now I'm with a Libra again. Okay. Much better one, thank God. Not to mention the sex is off the charts. Yeah, Aquarius and Libra sex. Chef's kiss, okay? Laugh out loud. Sad thing though, every damn Libra I've been with and know of cheats, lies, flirts, gaslights, and manipulates. But that damn Libra charm. Ugh, laugh out loud. Yeah, they have those issues. And I can't say every Libra, hashtag not all Libras, but I do hear this a lot. So I got you. I've experienced it and I hear it a lot. So I definitely got you. At least your Libras aren't abusive. Libras don't have the tendency to be physically abusive. Maybe in other ways, but that's not usually their tendency. Now this one came from Tara White. Okay, positive comment. She said he and I were best childhood friends who fell in love. Both January Aquarius, 5 days apart born. He passed away young. May he rest in peace. I'm sorry. We were always faithful and together a lot and lived together. When we needed space, we gave it to each other. Our fights were tough because we are both super fixed. It also was a test of our friendship, but we couldn't deny how our feelings became. People noticed us sitting closer to each other before we did, and often asked if we were together. He and I consciously didn't recognize what our body language was doing for a long time. We were busy becoming closer in new ways. I agree that the vibrational aspect plays a huge part, just like any other sign relationship reality. That is beautiful. I'm very sorry that you lost him, but I'm also very happy that you got to experience such a good love. Some people live their entire, I'm trying to think, like some people live their entire lives and never experience a love like that. I've loved other people, but I've never really been in a situation with somebody where I can honestly say we were in love with each other. You know, I've had people that I think I was in love with, but the reciprocity wasn't there, or they were in love with me and I wasn't in love with them. So I think it's beautiful to experience it, even for a short time. All right, guys, it's time for us to get going. So you guys come back soon, because I got a lot more to say. See you later.